All right, let's do a garden tour. So it's May 31st, and this is how the garden is looking. First, we have our pepper bed. Our little guy makes me laugh. That one makes me giggle so hard because it was planted at the same time as the other peppers. We have some cucumbers back here that are doing way better than the ones in the front yard, and I'll explain that in a bit. All these luscious beans. This right here tells me it's time to plant more beans. I have about 4 plots going with beans, and I rotate them. Look at this beautiful cherry tomato. It is getting huge. Our oregano sprawling out, covering the ground. Here's some okra starting to get bigger. And all of our Roman tomatoes in the backyard. These guys are looking amazing. More beans back here. More beans. This one strawberry plant I got going. Actually, there's 2. That's a baby off of this one. One of my goals is actually to get 2 full beds jam-packed with strawberries before next spring because of all the studies and stuff that's come out with strawberries lately being covered in pesticides and just absolutely horrendous. Here's our wildflower bed, which I pulled a whole bunch of stuff out of yesterday. I'm going to reseed it and water it, and sometimes I get a second round of flowers and sometimes I don't. A blackberry bush that's planted in the absolutely wrong spot. Just so I tell you guys right now, if you hear anything from this video, please, when you plant your blackberry bush, give it so much space. This was the first thing ever put in this garden, and I did not realize how ginormous it would get. So this is our loofah plant for this year. She's really small. I planted late. I actually still have tons of loofahs from previous years. I forgot about this big guy back here. The first year we ever grew loofahs, this is how we grew them, this whole thing. Some more cucumbers started. These are the Armenian varieties, so they should be good on the heat. We had so much die off in the front yard that I just restarted. Here are some dahlias that are trying. I had 4 plants last year. This year only 1 came back, and our ginormous comfrey. All of the zinnias. So last video I didn't show you, but here's the asparagus bed. Living that life. And now we're gonna go in the front yard. You didn't see that last time. You've seen glimpses, but not a full here's what's going on. So here's the front yard garden. It looks so different than when it 3 or 4 weeks ago. The biggest thing are our cucumbers. So these cucumbers I started before the last frost that we had. And I covered them, and they survived. I'll never, ever, ever do that again. So everything that I covered before the frost got some kind of crazy disease. I don't know if it just weakened the plant, and I had I'm not kidding. Every single cucumber, every single tomato, every single bell pepper, which was a lot of the stuff in the front yard, is struggling. So for me, next year, I will not. If we get a late frost, I'll let them die. I'll replant because look at all this. And I've came in and cut it and sprayed it. I mean, this plant right here is the same type of plant that was in the backyard. And y'all saw how luscious the one in the backyard was. This is the bed that we did the very first gardening class I had. And some of the stuff's doing good, but again, it's all diseased from that weakening of the plants. I thought it would help harden them off, and it didn't. So this plant was planted after, and she's doing amazing. The Love Lies Bleeding is getting huge. Our tomato right here was one that blew over in the storm, so I actually need to come out here and cut these dead pieces off. I just haven't had a chance. Some peppers getting big. But I encourage you, if you want a garden, you don't have to go this big from the very beginning. Do one. Actually, this side over this way, all this, was what we first did in the front yard. So it was just like 3 or 4 little beds. They were not perfect by any means, but we just did them. These are all coming out today. Look at this beautiful cherry tomato. So I show these videos not for you to compare yourself to our garden, but to encourage you to garden and know that it doesn't have to be perfect. If you struggle with comparison, unfollow. Like, just don't look at what everybody else does. Because I've done that before. I've thought, mine isn't good enough. This right here is garbage and embarrassing and trash because it doesn't look like somebody else's. That's not true. This is my best effort. And your best effort is important. And it is meaningful. So grow something. Literally anything. It doesn't have to be food. It could be a flower. You could plant sunflowers today. Then in like 3 months, they'll start to dry and you can enjoy the birds eating the seeds. Like, if you've not fallen in love with birds yet, let me just tell you, if you're about to be 30, you will, because I'm 36 and I love me some birds, y'all. Love the birds. Plant something. Anything. Like, share. Well, actually, you don't have to like or share. Just get something from this video. Grow something besides grass.